Hi, I'm Matt with VuePoint Ultralight. Let's fix your tripod. To repair your VuePoint tripod, you're going to want to go to VuePointUltralight.com and order the correct repair kit. It's going to come in a box that looks kind of like this, and inside you're going to find pieces to replace on your tripod. You're going to find some glue, some sandpaper, and likely a few other parts, depending on which kit you order. So let's repair your tripod. These are two of the most fun replacements or repairs that you might have to make to your tripod, and that's either replacing the foot and or replacing this middle retention ring. So to replace the foot's quite easy. To replace this requires replacing both. So still pretty easy, but it's going to be two replacements rather than one, because this ring can't slip over the foot. So this video is going to cover both. So if you happen to break a foot, then you can watch this video and skip ahead. If you need to replace the retention ring, then watch this whole video. Okay, so if that's happened and you've broke this on either your mid or your max, the procedure is the same. You're going to order the kit off VuePoint Ultralight. So the first thing we're going to do, you're going to need I've removed this leg just to make it easier. You're going to need some boiling water and a glove or a towel. And what this is going to do, because these are epoxied on, you need to do something to break that bond. And heat's about the easiest thing to do that. And boiling water is about the most accessible thing that you have laying around the house that you can do that with. So to do that, what you're going to do is take your cup of boiling water, and you're just going to drop it in. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that sit for about a minute, let it heat soak that plastic part, and when this is done, those pieces will come off pretty easily. So let's give it about a minute. Okay, it's been about a minute. I went and got a paper towel just to kind of keep everything dry. So I have a glove here that I'm going to wear just because this plastic piece is going to be kind of warm when we pull it out. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work off the foot, and we might have to put it back in the water to heat it up to remove the middle retention ring. So let's go with the foot first. So if I extend this out, and I'm just going to grab it right here and just kind of work it back and forth. It's that easy. It comes off really easily. And now let's see if that middle retention ring will come off. Just go back and forth with it. Try twisting if you need to. Okay, doesn't want to, so I'm going to put it back in the hot water for a bit, let it warm back up. Okay, it's been 20 or 30 seconds, so I'm going to try this again. So this rubber piece, it actually may break as you pull it off. There we go. Easy peasy, slides right off. Did I just say easy peasy? Okay, so what you're left with now is some wet carbon fiber. So I'll dry that off. If you want to let it sit for a bit and dry out more, go for it. Otherwise, there's not that much water in it. It should evaporate pretty quickly. So now we're going to want to put back on our new pieces. And to do that, we have our, let's move that out of the way. Let's move the broken pieces out of the way. We have our two new pieces, some sandpaper, and some glue. And take off the glove. That's still a little wet. Yeah, you should wait a bit and let this dry out a little bit more. And if you look closely, you can see where I sanded each of these. So this has some sanding there, and then the end piece has some sanding there. So the glue should bond to that pretty well. However, you do want to get in here, and the mid section, you can tell where the retention ring goes. That's on the bottom. If you have a question about which way this goes, just look on one of the other pieces on your tripod. So you can tell that this larger diameter section goes toward the bottom of the tripod. And there's where that ring goes on. So I'm just gonna, this one's actually already sanded. I'm just gonna sand the inside of that a bit. Set it up. I'm gonna sand this a bit. Looks good. Sand the in part. Looks good. And sand the inside of the foot. These plastic pieces bond really well, so the sanding isn't quite as important. The carbon fiber is the part that you want to have a little bit of, have it roughed up a bit. So this brings up an interesting point. I'm shipping the repair kits with super glue gel actually, which fills up a little bit more than the normal super glue. If you're comfortable working with epoxy, go for it. Epoxy provides a more impact resistant bond. However, the super glue makes a pretty incredible bond as well. I feel safe recommending both. So if you're doing epoxy, replace every time I mention super glue with epoxy. So the first piece that you're gonna put on, and just to be safe, I would extend out the leg just so you don't get any glue up inside of that. One important thing to do before you glue anything is just to test fit, to make sure both parts go on correctly. Once you've done that, then we're ready to glue. The first piece we're gonna put on is the middle retention ring. So we've sanded both parts. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here on the ring, or on the carbon fiber. Make sure it gets us on video. All right, there's really no need to put any glue on the inside of this. Plus, when you're sliding this middle piece on, it can be a little nerve-wracking because you might get glue on the carbon fiber. So to avoid that, let's not put any glue on there. So, making sure that you've got the larger piece towards the bottom. Making sure that you've got the larger piece towards the bottom. We're gonna slide that back on. And there is a stop within here where you can't get it any farther on. And you're just gonna twist that on, just like that. And I could feel it hit that stop. You can see a little bit of glue on the edge there. And being that this is super glue, it's gonna bond almost instantly. However, epoxy or super glue, I would let it sit. Super glue for a couple hours, epoxy for a day or so, just to finish bonding. So this repair is complete. You'll want to replace your O-ring, which you can find either in this kit, or you can order off VuePoint Ultralight, or it'll come with your repair kit, the O-ring. So that repair is done. Now we just need to replace the foot. And to do that's really easy. We did test fit it. It's good. So we're just gonna rub this bottom part with super glue. And I am gonna put a little bit of super glue on the inside of this. Nice. All right, and then slip on and twist. Done. Looks great. So that's it. That's how to replace the middle retention ring and the foot on your tripod. And this works the same on mids and maxes. Thank you for watching this repair video. If you have any questions, feel free to email Matthew at VuePointUltralight.com or visit the Facebook owners group, which I'll provide a link down below. Thank you.